It is late at night as I'm doing this voiceover, so bear with me. But yeah, I'm learning animation at the moment. I have this animated series I really want to make, and I'm finding it very exciting animating these days. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Um, yeah, it's getting less agonizing. So I wanted to share some of my animation with you guys. I want to get more content out there, because if I'm working this hard animating and want to make this my job, I gotta put some content out there at some point. So yeah, I've actually started using references because I've just accepted the fact that my brain does not know how to visualize references just yet. So I used Easy Pose, and I was on a walk, and I went across this bridge, and there were these fishies, and I saw this bigger fish, just get annoyed at this little fish all of a sudden for some reason, and I was like, dude, why are you getting annoyed at the little fish? So it gave me an idea to have my two OCs, looking at some fish, and a fish chases a little fish, and there we go. And I did this little smiley face pointing to my drawing because my drawing was actually good. I don't draw in perspective very much because it's hard, and I did it. So that was good. Yeah, I just got really excited because I'm liking my drawings these days. Oh, and I went to this coffee shop and animated, and this dude walks by me and sees me animating, and he goes like, dude, that's awesome, by the way, and just keeps walking. And that made my day because no one's ever just like randomly complimented my animations before without me intentionally pointing it out to them. Okay, so I went to sleep, and now it's the next day, and I'm doing the rest of the voiceover more awake now. But even though I'm more awake, I'm a little more self-conscious because, do you hear my dog barking? I'm a little more self-conscious because there are people in the other room that can hear me, and there's a dog. So yeah, I can't guarantee any form of quality for this video, but hello. So what am I doing here? Let's see what I'm doing here. Yeah, so with the little reference over there, you could see that I like traced it, and then kind of like referenced the tracing. So I wasn't tracing it for the character, but I was like referencing the trace work I did. Doing all I can. And yeah, I'm actually quite happy with how this turned out. I couldn't quite figure out how to make the bridge they're like holding onto. I did like the thumbs wrong on the hands, and instead of changing the hands, which I'm realizing this was late at night last night, and I'm now realizing how I could have made that look better. They didn't need to be like grasping it with their entire fists. But whatever, life goes on, learn from your mistakes, not a big deal. But yeah, here, obviously, I'm coloring. I am genuinely so embarrassed now because I see exactly how I did the hands wrong. Wait, what did I do? What have I done? I see what's wrong with it. Now I have to go in and change that? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just hope that nobody cares. Yeah, that ain't right. Sometimes you just need to like not work on art when you're tired. Or maybe you should, but I don't know, man. Like my fresh eyes can totally see the problem here. So maybe I'll go in and change that. I kind of see how I can, but whatever. Okay. So yeah, obviously I'm just trying to get my life to work now with this. So at this point, I decided to paint the water. I was genuinely so pleased with how this turned out. Water is not an easy task for me to paint, but what I ended up doing was some different layers, and I did some blur effects on some of them, and I think that made it look really algae-y and cool. And then I just took like the that tool that makes things wiggle around. What is that called? Yeah, whatever. It makes things move. So I didn't have to animate multiple frames. I just kind of jiggled it around a bit, and in each frame, and it was jiggly. It was nice. And then I started sketching some little fishy. I've animated fish before, never from this angle. That was kind of fun to do. But I love animating fish. I really do. I would have never thought that fish would be what I was obsessed with. I do enjoy fish, but I also had a traumatizing experience when I was younger and I owned a fish tank. So, fish can kind of freak me out sometimes, but I loved animating these fish, and I've already given them names, and I want them to be reoccurring characters, so that's fun. Overall, I just think this looked really cool, and I couldn't believe I actually animated it like it looked right, and I used timing and spacing, and it was actually somewhat correct. I wanted to be a bit slower so you could see what was actually happening, and I technically could have made it slower, But I decided to go with what I had, and I think it was good fish speed. It just, I could improve in future, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. Here I'm just coloring in these cute little fishies. And I don't really know what else to say here. I mean, yeah, fish, animated, colored in. I mean, I guess if you want to see the process of this, that's interesting. But I'm just starting to kind of feel like, like a weird business that just owns fish that for kids to look at and feed, you know what I mean? Like, I used to go to this fish hatchery, and you just put the quarters in, get some food, and feed the fish, and that was what you did. And it was a really cool thing, too, because they'd always, release them back into the wild. And you'd, just see, the giant fish truck sometimes just dumping a bunch of fish into a river. So that was fun, but, yeah, that's my animation. I'm basically just going to go back and forth from them talking on the bridge to these little fishies and animate some close-up of them talking and all that stuff. So yeah, if you want to see the final animation, just hit subscribe. Check that out when it comes out. It should be shortly after this one because, it's basically done. I just have to animate the audio and the mouths moving. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate you watching it, and I hope to get better at these videos in future because I really enjoy just screen recording while I animate and showing you guys my process. So yeah, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.